Morning, guys.
Morning. Harry, thanks for coming on. I know you get asked this quite a lot lately, but Spurs fans this morning that have been calling in have been saying your name, Harry. They want you to go back in. They want you to take order and try and get something out of the remainder of the season. If they did come knocking, would you take it, and how likely is it that they will?
It's very, very unlikely that they'll come knocking for it, I'll be truthful. But if they did, of course I would go back and take it. But I really don't. I'm not sitting here, sitting by the phone waiting for a phone call, that's for sure, you know. But no, it's disappointing to see how it's turned out yesterday. It was a big disappointment.
Tell you what, Harry, I'm looking at it. As you can imagine, mate, a lot of the Spurs fans on this morning, far from happy. I mean, these results can happen. Of course they can happen.
Oh, yeah.
But it was a lack of, lack of fight that they were complaining about, the lack of determination. They didn't think there was any spirit in the team at all. And I've got to say, mate, I only saw the highlights, but looking at the highlights, they had a fair point, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, he's come, to be fair, I thought he did a great interview after the manager. He came on. I don't know him, I've never met him, but, he took it on the chin a little bit, really, didn't he? Okay, I think he probably made a mistake. He did make a mistake with the way they set up. He went to a 4. The left back is a left winger, really, or a left wing back at best. And they were and the right backs the same. They were very open, but it still doesn't, excuse the performance of the players and the way they played. The lack of effort yesterday was abysmal, really, to watch. It really was scary. I could see at 5-0, if they keep pushing Newcastle, you could end up seeing 8 or 9 or 10 coming here today,
Harry, I was talking to some of the lads in the studio this morning about the change in the system, and I said to them, all these players have played in the World Cup and they've played 4-3-3, they've played 4-4-2, they all know what they're doing. You can't make that an excuse, the system.
No, I agree with you, Dean. I mean, it's an easy get out this morning. He's taking it all on the chin, really, the manager. But at the end of the day, they keep changing managers. They've had Conte, Mourinho. They've had manager after manager, really. Pochettino. The same players. Their recruitment's been poor. They still, they've got 1 or 2. They've got Harry Kane. What has happened to Son this year? I mean, he's just not the same player. What a player he looked. The players seem to have either lost their way or they've recruited badly. They've signed about 4 or 5 different right backs. They still can't find one that they seem happy with. A left back, they've signed left backs galore, the same position there. I think the recruitment looks to be the problem. They can keep changing managers, but they've got to bring in better players, really. And it's just not good enough. And that the lack of effort yesterday was there for everybody to see. They almost gave up after 2, and it could have been even worse.
Harry, there's criticism being levelled at Daniel Levy from the fans as well. Not very positive chances, as you can imagine, from the fans this weekend. What do you think he's done wrong, if anything? Could he have done something differently this season?
I don't know. I mean, he's brought in top managers, hasn't he, really? They've gone out and brought in the best managers that they, because I say Conte's one, Mourinho, they've certainly gone for it and brought in top people. And I think they're in the 4th or 5th top spenders every year certainly last 5 or 6 years in the Premier League. So, they've bought players in. Richarlison's cost 70 million. He's sitting on the bench, don't even get in the team. He comes on with about 4 minutes to go. What's he supposed to do? So they've spent money, but they've not spent the money well. That is the problem. The recruitment has been poor. And, you can keep spending money, but unless you bring in the right players, we look at Chelsea, spent an absolute fortune, still haven't got a centre forward. They can't win a football match. How are you going to win when you haven't got anybody who can score a goal for you? I mean, you've got 2 lads on today with 2 fantastic strikers. Without someone to score, you can play all the football you want, and it's a badly balanced team. As I say, they've gone out and recruited, but not recruited well, and that is the key. Good players. You need to bring in good players, and that needs to improve whoever they bring in.
Harry, on a happier note, a lighter note, I want to talk to you briefly about West Ham, if I may. It's been a great week. They've been struggling for bits and pieces of the season. However, the last week, I actually think they can go on and win this European final. They're sitting in 13th position at this moment in time. Brilliant result at the weekend. I actually expect them to finish in a little bit of a high.
Yeah, no, they're on a run now, Ali. As you say, I think they'll win that. they're entitled to. I think they'll win that European competition. It's no disrespect. It's not the strongest competition you've ever seen, but a big result yesterday, and they're playing well. Big result against Arsenal last week to come from 2 down after, so they're in good form, and I think they'll finish well safe in the Premier League this year, and I do think they'll go on and win that European trophy. So all in all, it's not been a bad season, and Davey gets an awful lot of stick there, but he's done great the last couple of years, and if they win a trophy this year and finish safe as I'm sure they will, it's been another decent season, really.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.